Hi guys, Bambi with you, and welcome to episode 36 of 15 Minute Makeover here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. It's great to have your company. Now what I've got for you today is a Bentley T-Series repair, one of the Bentleys that's actually in game at the moment. Quite a lot of things that we need to find. Filters need replacing, running gears, a lot of parts we need to find in regards to the running gear. The car feels loose and the loud exhaust. So quite a few parts that we need to find. Our magic number today is 92%, so we need to repair those parts up to 92%, and if we can't repair those parts up to that 92%, then they're going to need replacing. So we'll just pop it over to the right lifter here. Now I know I've got a couple of the Bentley repairs out at the moment, but they are nice cars. I thought I'd feature that for 3 or 4 episodes, just so that you're actually able to have a really good look at the car. As I said, just recently, a couple of weeks ago now, I released in the game, which makes a nice addition to the cars that we've been working on lately. So just looking at getting those parts out that we need to repair. That exhaust manifold on one side looks a bit knackered. Exactly the same thing on this side. He looks a bit knackered. Just need to get this. I think one of the parts was actually a beg your pardon, an air filter. So I'm just trying to get that air filter out. See what he's at. He's at 7%, so he definitely needs to be thrown away and a brand new purchase or brand new one purchased. Exhaust manifold on this side, get him out as well. Just wander back and get the old girl in the air and start looking at those parts that we're able to access from the bottom of the car as well. Get that wheel off and start looking at brake components and suspension components that we may need to be look at, and inner and outer tie rods. They're quite notorious for these Bentleys that are completely knackered. That sway bar needs to be taken out as well. Look at that steering rack's going to need some attention too. Rubber bushers, he's going to need replacing. Let's see what we might have here as well. These brake components are fine, but this wheel hub needs to come out. Let's see what value he has. No, I didn't actually catch what that value was, but it certainly looked a bit front wheel up. Was that 5%, was it? But it does need to be attention. Again, our magic number is 92%, so anything below that is going to need to be taken out and repaired up. So we'll get that brake disc out, and exactly the same thing on this side is the wheel hub. Front wheel hub 25%. Yep, so he's going to need to be repaired up too. So the outer tie rods, get that inner tie rod, it's going to look fine, but that steering rack is going to need attention. Quite a lot of suspension parts on this side that are going to need to be taken out as well. The upper suspension arm and the shock components are going to do look a bit shagged at the moment, so we'll take all those out and see if we're able to repair those up as well. That should be just about it on this particular quarter. Let's move down and see if we can get this. There we go, front exhaust section out. He's at 28%. He's certainly going to need to be repaired up. What else are we looking for? Running gear. We've still got parts that we still haven't discovered in regards to the running gear. Car feels loose, so we've got parts missing on there. So let's pop down to this one of the rear quarters and see what we have here. Yep, that shock absorber, that rubber busher there. Take out all these shock components here. The spring and spring plate. Might be just about it from this particular quarter by the looks of it. Looks like the shock absorber exactly the same on the other side here. The shock absorber going to need to be taken out and looked at as well. Just getting those brake components off. Just looking at diving a little bit deeper and see if we can get some of those parts out. Now, as we are taking those parts out, just a quick apology, guys. If I sound a little bit croaky at the moment, bit of a man flu going on at the moment, so the voice has gone a little bit croaky in the last couple of days, and it's got the sniffles on. So, but that's this time of year. Everyone comes down with the flu for some reason this late in the year. So yeah, as I said, a bit of a man flu going on. So bear with me while we get through this, and with the old croaky voice and the frog in the throat and the sniffles. All I do think of it, guys, if you do enjoy your car mechanic footage, pop over to the channel. Got a whole wide range of restorations and repairs over on the channel there, so yeah, pop on over, have a look. If there's something that you like, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know what you think in the comments as we get over to the repair table and see if we can't repair some of these up to our required 92%. Yeah, yeah, in regards to the footage there, again, if you like your car mechanic footage, maybe even throw down a subscription, just so that you don't miss out on any future content. Now, what I am thinking of, guys, is just starting up a new series. Let me know what you're thinking. Just looking for another game that we can all enjoy. I'm sort of leaning towards one of the newer games that have been released on Steam. I don't know whether you heard of it, Astroneer, actually. Which doesn't look like a bad game. Think perhaps No Man's Sky, but co-op, basically a space sims type game. And I've never been one for space sims, but this actually looks quite interesting. So yeah, if you've had experience in regards to Astroneer or you're into it, let me know down in the comments. Or you think we should start up a new series, and yeah, just post a comment down the bottom and let me know what you think. Now let's get back to this particular build. We got all the parts repaired up, and those parts that couldn't be repaired have been thrown away, and new parts purchased, and just a matter of getting those parts stoved away. That upper suspension arm going on, if you remember correctly, that upper suspension arm was completely knackered, so we actually had to buy a brand new one of those. Front spring going on, and front spring cap. Oh my goodness, words in English. And inner and outer tie rods going in now. Front wheel hub, they were both the same on both sides. They were completely shagged, so we had to throw those away and repair those up. Sorry, throw those away and buy brand new parts on those particular ones. Just getting the wheel on now, and then we're able to look at these exhaust components that we need. The front exhaust, let's see how we're going to get, there we go, front exhaust section there. We've still got the exhaust manifolds to go on the engine, of course. Just get these rubber bushes stowed away, and these components down the back here, the suspension components. Quite a lot of these suspension components that had to be repaired up. The spring cap going on now. There's not too many of those U-bolts. None of those U-bolts on this side that need to go in, so we can get that wheel stowed away. As you can see, what I like to do is actually repair, get all the parts in regards to the suspension and what have you, and then once I finish that, is get the tyre on. Is one of the last things I do. Often if you got the tyre on a little bit early, you're still able to access those parts, but it just makes it more difficult because obviously the wheel's in the way. So one of the last things I do on each quarter is actually to put the wheel on. Just signifies to me that, yep, I've finished that section, and we're able to move on to the next section. So I'll get that wheel hub stowed away, brake discs, brake pads, and the calipers over the top of that. And again, one of the last things is pop the wheel on. So tighten those nuts up like so, and then we're able to move on to the next section. What are we remaining? Yep, the exhaust manifolds, fuel filters, and the air filter. So this particular one is the air filter is actually in a different section. So I just took a couple of seconds to work out where the air filter is. Obviously, normally the air filter is sitting on top of the engine, but this one's actually off to the side. So I actually had to take the piping off to get to the air filter. Let's put the fuel filter there while we're in the neighbourhood. Spin around this side and get this exhaust manifold on. Had to do both sides of the exhaust manifolds. They weren't looking too good at all. Now, how are we going to get to these air components? It's just a matter of getting the right angle, so we're actually able to pick that up. I think it actually is in the bottom left-hand corner, but I'm not too sure actually how you actually reach those, whether it's from this side or the other side. Actually, there we go. We can reach from this side. There we go. The air filter and the piping to the air filter, like so. And I don't know. I'm not done. What have we got remaining? Like, we actually put the oil filter on earlier, if I'm not mistaken, or did we? We've got no components left. What didn't I do? I'm sure I put an air filter on sorry, I beg your pardon, an oil filter on earlier. Let's just pop that back up in the air and see whether we actually did do that. I'm sure we did. Take the oil filter off. No, obviously we didn't. Oh, well, there you go. Let's just purchase the oil filter while we're here. Get rid of that out of the inventory. Obviously he's no good. Get the new oil filter on. Just line him up like so. And perhaps it was just a bit. Perhaps we just drained the oil and didn't actually put an oil filter on. But, let's get the algal down, get some oil in it, and see what it says about the parts and whether we actually meet the required repairs or not. So we get that fresh golden oil into the engine and see how we sit after that. But yeah, as I said, I'm pretty sure we actually did that. But obviously we must have overlooked getting that engine oil in. Close the bonnet. Fantastic. Green lights across the board. Everything repaired up to our 92%. So money spent on job 3,158. For completing the task we got 1,577. Completing the job 1,579, which is gives us a total earn of $6,314. Fantastic. Alright guys, thank you very much for your company. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.